Google Chrome is installing an AI on your computer, or it's more than likely installing an AI on your computer. They're not telling you about it. They're not asking you if you want it installed. It is just being installed. Why? And why should you be concerned? Stay listening and find out.
Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder.
Rise and Shine, it's your business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham, episode 713. It's Firewall Friday, and I'm just going to jump straight into it. Don't be evil. That used to be Google's motto. Today, I think they have buried that completely. Scrolling X the other day, I came across a post that said Chrome installs 4 gigabyte AI on your computer or something like that. Now, look, it's really easy to roll your eyes when you're on X and scroll on, but I saw a couple of other posts saying the same thing and I decided to investigate. I'm glad I did because what I found is concerning, if not horrifying. First of all, let me give credit where credit is due, and that's to Alexander Hanf over on thatprivacyguy.com for this episode. Alexander did a forensic deep dive on this, and if you want the real nitty-gritty stuff, I recommend giving his article a read. I will have that linked in the show notes. So what did he find, and why am I horrified? If you have a computer with good enough specs, and that means most people today, Google has set Chrome up to download their Gemini Nano AI model onto your computer. And whilst you can delete it, the next time you open Chrome, it will reinstall it. What's Gemini Nano, I hear you ask? Well, that's a great question, and I'm so glad you asked it. Gemini is Google's web-based AI model. Gemini Nano is Google's local AI model. It is possible to download a large language model or an AI model to your computer to use it locally. Maybe in another episode, I'll talk about why this makes sense. Today, I want to talk about the implication of Google's actions. Let me talk first of all about what I'm not going to do in today's episode, and that is how to uninstall this monster. That's not the focus of the episode. I'll leave the guide in the show notes so you can do it yourself. I'm also going to suggest that you vote with your feet, install Brave or another privacy-focused browser, and delete Chrome and Gemini Nano permanently. The big thing that I've seen people commenting on is that Gemini Nano is 4 gigabytes in size and it takes up 4 gigabytes of disk space, which might be okay if you have 1 or 2 terabytes hard drive on your computer. But most computers today come with a 256 gig or 512 gig disk drive. They want you to put everything up in the cloud. And if you want anything more, you've got to go and buy an external drive. So 4 gigabytes of disk space is actually pretty serious. It takes up a fair whack of your available space. Now, that's a problem, but it's not the biggest problem, and there's a few things here that I really want to unpack. The biggest one is that they downloaded the model without notification or permission or requesting permission. Yes, I forgot to mention that little chestnut. They didn't ask you if they could download it. You opened up Chrome and it did it. They certainly haven't told you it is there. More, it's not actually visible to you unless you know where and what to look for. They also use your bandwidth to do the download. So I've already spoken about the disk space it takes. If you are connected via mobile data, that 4 gigabytes may eat up a lot of your monthly allocation. Now, not only is this just plain rude, I'm going to be literal here and say this is the definition of malware. Now, the second part to this specific issue is that Google had to have queried your computer's stats to make the decision to do the download. Hanf confirms that Google profiled his hardware before any AI feature had ever been used. It read his GPU, read his unified memory total, and computed a performance class score to decide whether his machine was eligible for the model push. This raises a real privacy concern for me. The next question I'm going to ask is, what the heck is Google doing with this AI model on our computers? They've downloaded it and not told us it's there. So why have they done this? Now, I'm going to try and answer this, but I'm not sure I have a fantabulous answer. And to kind of understand it, we need to go back 2 years. In May 2024, at Google I/O, which is Google's developers conference, Google announced that Gemini Nano would be built into Chrome desktop itself as of Chrome 126. That was released a month later in June 2024. Their announcement finished up with something akin to, so you'll be able to deliver powerful AI features to Chrome's billions of users without worrying about prompt engineering, fine-tuning, capacity, and cost. We now need to fast forward to a year later, and on Google's own developers blog, May 2025, it states, starting from Chrome 138, the Summarizer API, Language Detector API, Translator API are all available in stable, as is the Prompt API for use in Chrome extensions. The writer and rewriter APIs are in Origin trials. Now, put that in plain English. APIs, so application programming interfaces for summarizing, translating, detecting language, and prompting, went live in about June 2025. While the writing and rewriting APIs, I lost my place and I lost my train of thought, were still in development. The inference here is that using Chrome, websites and extensions would be able to perform AI functions using our devices, our processors, our bandwidth, and our storage. We were never asked if this was okay. We have not been told, and the model is hidden from us on our own devices. I don't think we can even download Gemini Nano ourselves. It's only available on Google products. The third thing that I need to unpack is the privacy issue. Now, according to their developers' guides, their line is that the AI processes everything locally on our devices. It sounds really reassuring, doesn't it? They're telling us that our data stays local, but I'm going to question that, and I'm going to question that for a couple of reasons. The first thing and then the next part of this is that that's for the Google Nano model. But if you're using Chrome and you hit that AI button in the Chrome address bar, that's not using the local model. It's going to use the web model. So your queries through Chrome itself aren't staying local. But let me dig a bit further about this local model and the privacy issues that I'm seeing. First of all, Google's own developers guide states that Nano processes locally and stays on our devices. Those are guides written for developers. They're not a privacy policy written for us. They're a guide written for developers. I couldn't find a written privacy policy for Nano in Chrome. And that raises two issues, concerns, problems for me. First, the developer documentation describes how the product works. So maybe, possibly, if you want to challenge it legally, it may be considered legally binding. You don't know, it needs to be tested. The second part is that without a Nano policy, a specific policy for Nano, it is probably more likely that the general Chrome AI policies apply. Now, those policies say that data may be sent to Google, that they collect prompts, inputs, outputs, and source materials, that human reviewers can access it, and that for regular users, the default setting allows Google to use it to train their AI models. So both of these are Google's own documentation. They contradict each other, and Google hasn't clarified which one applies. Now, Alexander from That Privacy Guy has also identified the same contradiction in his forensic analysis of the silent install, and he is going to argue, and he is arguing, that it breaches GDPR transparency and fairness requirements. Whether or not I agree with GDPR, that is something that people need to consider. It is something that people are complying to, and Google just seems to have thumbed their noses at people. Take that for what it is. However, so much for don't be not evil. Now, everything I have just discussed above is about what happens inside Chrome. The pages you visit, the things you type, your browsing activity, whatever it is your extensions are doing, and if they are connected to the AI and the AI. Now, that's bad enough, but I think that maybe there's something else that should really concern you. I know it concerns me. That Nano AI model is on our computer where our data resides. Personal and business, our photos, ebooks we're reading, financial documents, chat histories, creative work, client data. There's potentially a ton of data that we've never browsed or uploaded because we want them to stay private. Now there's an AI model sitting right alongside all of that, one we didn't install, one that we didn't agree to, one that we don't control, and we can't permanently get rid of it. I want you to think on that. If Google will install AI on your machine without telling you, what makes you confident it's not already looking at what is there and deciding what it's going to share with itself and with others, and who is it sharing it with? I don't want to be a doomsayer. I don't want to be a doom monger, and I don't want this to be clickbaity and all of that stuff, but it is a real concern for me. It's our computer. It's our data. We aren't the product. Well, we are the product. If you're using Chrome because it's free, you are the product, but we aren't the product. We're the consumer, and many of us pay good money to be able to keep our data private, and they're just blowing it away. I'm ranting a little. Sorry, guys. What do you think? I would love your feedback on this one. Maybe I just need to put a tinfoil hat on and just admit I'm a conspiracy theorist at this point. I'd love to know your thoughts, though. Leave comments wherever you are watching or listening to this episode. Does it concern you? Does it not? Can you find it on your computer? Can you follow the instructions that I'm going to leave in the show notes here and find it on your computer? Can you delete it? Are you going to change your browser? Are you going to be a little bit more privacy focused? Whatever it is, I'd love to know. If this has been useful to you or interesting to you, please do give the episode a like and maybe share it with a friend or a colleague and get them to check it all out as well. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Ring the notification bell. And just a reminder that I am here to help people with their tech needs. I'm a tech wrangler. I deal with stuff like this. So if you have questions, if you need help with anything, why don't you book a 30-minute breakthrough session? Come across to askcharlyleetham.com and click the bright pink button in the top right corner that says book a breakthrough session. If you have already used your breakthrough session, because it is one per user, one per company, one per person, one per company. If you have already used your session and you would still like to work with me, I am available to hire. So reach out and we will come to some arrangement. That's it for this episode, guys. Be safe. Look after your privacy. And I will see you on Monday for Mindset Monday. Bye.
Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.